Welcome to Somatic Magic Move with me. Take a minute just to drop in, maybe take your shoes off, put on some comfortable clothes, or if you just have a few minutes at work, maybe loosen your metaphorical tie and just let's start to play with movements. These first few minutes are really about you coming into your body, checking in with what feels good, with how you might want to move. And then we'll go into some guided practices. Let's take a moment here, just really plant the feet on the ground. It's coming to like a home stance or a Qigong horse stance. Tuck the tailbone just a little bit, not a big tuck. So you start to notice your abdomen, your pelvis, and feel a little bit of engagement through this lower abdomen as you tuck the pelvis. So it's almost like we're pulling up here and then settling. So imagine resting on your structure, resting on your skeleton, feeling your feet on the ground. Let's open with one of my favorite Qigong movements. This is called Sharing Sea with Sky. Let's take a wide stance with the feet, coming down into a squat, weight in the heels so you could physically lift your toes up, sinking down and back. Gather chi energy, life force energy. Pull it up the midline of the body at the throat here. Palms change, pushing up overhead. Reaching up, stretch out from the base of the spine, from your feet on the floor, lifting up and then letting the arms float back down, body sinks. So we'll go through this a few times together, gathering our chi, pulling it up the midline of the body. Palms turn at the throat, reaching up and overhead and gliding back down. As the mechanics of this movement become more familiar to you, you can really start to explore the fluidity of the movement, right? There's really no stops or starts in this movement. It's a smooth, continuous flow. And just notice how this feels in your body. To be fluid, to flow from one aspect of the movement to the next, without stops or starts. No one part of the movement is any more important than the others. And you may start to feel your heart rate slightly elevating. Qigong is deceptively strengthening. Let's do one more together. Reaching up. Really feel that stretch and enjoy the floating down. Just imagine you're drifting back down to the earth, that same quality of resting on your skeleton. So yes, your muscles are working, but they're not having to work too hard. From here, let's bring our hands that have gathered this chi, let's bring them to this lower Dantian area, this area just below our navel. This is our powerhouse area. This is where we store our chi or our life force energy. And then from here in this wide stance, let's work with shifting the weight side to side. Start to really feel into some of those large muscle groups in the legs and in the hips. You can play here, put your hands on your hips if you like. And then let's add in a little spinal rotation here, just gently. But see if you can begin the spinal rotation movement with pushing off the ground. So my feet pushing up and off initiates the movement, rotating the spine, letting the arms fly through the air with wild abandon. And you can let your gaze turn as well. See if you can pick a spot with your eyes. It's a little bit further each side. If this makes you feel dizzy at all, then keep your gaze forward or simply stop the movement. Let's all together let this wind down. Slowing down. And then from here, let's sink deeper into this wide stance. Let's come into kind of a big modified squat. And we're just gonna shift our hips up one side and the other. Lifting the hips. This can really help to get rid of some of the cobwebs. This is one of my favorite stretches from my belly dance class. Feels really good to get in. And this always feels a bit uncomfortable initially, but if you do this on a regular basis, it starts to feel really good. And then let's go ahead and straighten the knees. Bring the arms out into a T. We're going to come into our 1970s gym stretch. This also feels really good. So I'm going to bring this left arm over, keeping my arms out in a T. I'm going to bring my left arm over to the outside of my right foot, or the middle of my right foot, reaching that right arm up for the sky. Gentle spinal twist here. Really use the left hand on the foot to twist the spine. And then coming back up, engage the core as you float up. Other side. Let's bring right hand down to the left foot. Access the toe, turn the spine, look up. Before you come up, engage the core, hug in that low belly. Let's do 2 more each side at your own pace, reaching down. If you need to bend the knee to get your hand down there, that's fine. All of these movements are an invitation. Please take any modifications or alternate movements that feel good for your body. Coming back up. 1 more each side, reaching down. Nice stretch coming up. Core engaged. Last one here. Beautiful. Let's toe heel the feet in while we bring the arms up overhead. Let's just work with some nice swaying hip movements, a little bit more dance oriented. Don't worry about technique here. It's just focus on moving the hips in a way that feels like a river, right? Or like a summer breeze. See if we can mimic motions in nature. And so my hands are making the movement of my hips. And I'm pushing my feet gently into the ground. My knees are bent, stepping down. This is a bit of a, a vertical figure 8 with the hips. But just explore what it's like to move your hips. Your movement may not look exactly like mine, that's fine. Play with this idea of mimicking your movements so that you're moving like nature. Let's go ahead and do some circles with the hips. You can let your arms be in opposition to the circles. Arms come back as the hips come forward. And alternate, arms forward, hips back. Just enjoying moving your body in a way that women have really moved our bodies for, I think this since the dawn of time. And it's really interesting. And a lot of different cultures, these movements that we see are very similar. Let's switch directions, circles, figure 8s. These fluid movements that are found a lot in nature. We see that in a lot of different dance styles, indigenous styles. So it's wonderful to just tap into like the DNA of our own lineage, but then also like the greater DNA for all of womankind. And then let's just flow through a little bit of a sequence, coming into an extended lunge, reaching the arms up. Let's shift and come up, facing both hips. Try to square the hips, bring that front hip back, left hip forward, tuck that tailbone just a little bit more. Feel that abdominal engagement. Nice stretch through the hip flexor, right? So we want to keep the spine really tall here. If you're leaning forward at all, that's going to decrease the stretch. Nice tall spine, tailbone tuck, so we get this good opening through the front of the hip. You're welcome to sink down as much as you like. Hold on to something. And you can play with rotation. You could twist over towards the front leg. Let your arms be free. Let your arms explore movement, taking in the space around you. You can explore rotating the other direction. Let's go ahead and come down, bring the arms forward. Let the spine be long. You can rest your chest on this front leg if that feels good. Arching the spine. Bringing the arms up overhead. Long, tall spine. Keep that tailbone tucked, sink down. Let the front of the body, with control, float forward. This is a power stance right here. We're using a lot of muscles. Let's let the arms go ahead, the fingertips touch the floor, arms come down. And let's straighten that front leg. Hamstring stretch. Oh, if you're like me, your hamstrings are tight. Whew. So you can oscillate in and out, bending and straightening. Walk around to the front here. Wide leg stance. Let's walk over to the left leg, stretch. And let the fingertips walk across the floor. Hands to right leg, stretch.
come on over into that lunge position on the other side. Have your opposite leg in front. For me, this is my left leg.
Let's just come up and find that position. Tucking the tailbone. One side may feel, probably will feel different than the other. Tuck the tailbone, engage that low belly. Sink down until you feel a stretch here. Or you can try pushing the back heel towards the ground. That may also open up through here. And you can experiment with rotating towards the front leg. You can play with arm positions. See if you can make your arms beautiful. That's the only goal right now. So you can explore circular movements like a tree, blowing in the breeze. Continuing to check in with the firm roots of your tree. Hips planted. Let's reach up, extend the spine tall towards the sky, and come forward. Reaching out, core engaged. Tighten up that corset muscle. Hands towards the front of the room. Ooh, you can go ahead and let the hands drop down if that feels good. That's what feels good for me on this side. And then coming back up, fingertips dripping towards the earth. Nice tall. Let's bring the arms back and up. Fingertips up, up, up. Pushing that back heel down. Tuck the tailbone. Let's do one more time. Leaning forward. Really feel the strength in your legs and in your core. Let's let the fingertips go towards the earth. And then we're going to gently straighten that front leg. Come into our hamstring stretch on this side. This side is really tight for me right now, so I'm going to take it easy. I'm going to have a nice gentle bend. You do what's right for you. Make sure you're breathing normally. I don't do a lot of forced or prescribed breath work. I really like for the system and the body to figure the breath out. So if you're a person who holds your breath, then really check in with your breathing frequently. And I will cue and remind that. So let's play with this idea of beautiful fluid movement here. Letting the arms extend out. Reaching out at the shoulder, the elbow, and the wrist while the hips float to one side and the other. Again, not worried about technique, but just feeling this idea of being fluid and long in your body, right? Moving like a wave is coming up underneath your armpit, underneath your elbow, underneath your wrist, underneath your fingers. Moving like a wave's coming up underneath your hip, pushing your hip out. And you can bring your feet closer together, just exploring, moving fluidly. Moving like things in nature move, like water, like trees. Let's push the right hip out, reach the arms over to the left, arms overhead, hands up high, push the left hip out, reach the arms over to the right, coming through center, core engaged, right? That little bit of a tuck. Imagine you have a corset wrapped around you and tightening in the back. Our transverse abdominis muscle works just like that. It tucks into the front of our pelvis. It comes up and out, wraps around to our back and tucks into the back of our pelvis. It works like a corset. So keep that muscle tight. That muscle likes to be engaged. Swaying side to side. Let's play with making some shapes here. We already made circles and figure eights. Let's make some shapes with our arms. So if you'd like to try balancing, you can. I'm gonna have stand on my left leg, my left knee bent. I'm just gonna bring my right side to this pretty little point out to the side, shift my weight over a little bit, and let's bring hands up in a circle. And just play with making this lovely shape here while we get a stretch through our side. And then let's extend the fingers and shift the weight and try that on the other side. Weight on the left foot, bring that, or weight on the right foot, left toe out in that point, make a circle. Where else can you make circles in your body? Let's play with it. Keeping our arms in that circular space. And then let's let the arms be a little bit more free. Big circles with the arms. And then let's have the arms kind of come around in front. You could explore this idea maybe of circling the chest. Let's come into our torso and our chest a little bit more now. Let's play with the diaphragm. It's this big muscle. It's kind of flat through here underneath our ribs. And so we can feel our diaphragm. You can put a hand sort of right under your bra line and see if you can say, huh, and push the muscle out. Huh. It helps if you make that sound. Huh, and see if you can feel that muscle pushing out. Huh. So try it. It might feel silly, and then you can do it without making the noise, just to get a sense of diaphragmatic engagement, right? This muscle really can help to hold up our ribs, give us a lot more flexibility through our ribs and our torso. So let's just play with that. Elevating, picking up the ribs, engaging the diaphragm, and then let's let that fall down. And then engage the diaphragm, lift up. So I'm not simply doing this, I'm really lifting up. You can imagine you're setting your ribs on a table, engaging that diaphragm muscle. So let's lift up here, and then let's just let our torso do some circles. I'm gonna walk around so you can see me do this from different angles, circling through the chest. And this might feel weird if you've never done this before. That's okay, just explore it. It usually feels kind of good to start moving your body in these more primal movement patterns. Let's go the other direction, circling around, circling around. You can let your arms come up and be loose, be big as part of the movement. And then we'll just come into a little bit of free form movement. Let's just jiggle, bounce a minute, let everything be loose. We're gonna move imagining that you're Gumby. So if you don't remember Gumby, he was this very loosey-goosey, jello man. Didn't really seem like he had bones at all. So just imagine right now that your body is very Gumby-like, and see how it is to move here, and not really throwing yourself around. Just let yourself move freely, and it might look silly, that's okay. You can try it with a leg up. You can keep both legs planted on the floor. Just see if you can Gumby through each part of your body and have some freedom in your movement, right? See, where does the Gumby movement take you? Maybe you started Gumbying in your arms, but you notice your hips want to Gumby, and then your legs, and then you're taking steps in different directions. Whew. So enjoy that Gumby movement. And then let's come in to the internal aspect of our physiology and notice what you're feeling inside. Maybe your heart rate's elevated. Maybe there's some more space in any of your joints or in the muscular tissue. Maybe you're smiling. If it's comfortable for you, I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. You can stay standing or you can stretch out on the floor. And see if you can find a place in your body that feels particularly pleasant, that has a pleasant sensation, expansion, warmth, anything that feels pleasing to you, or someplace that feels resourcing. And we'll talk more about what that means to have resourcing locations in the body. But if you have a sense of what that means for you, go ahead and find that location in your body. And see what you notice about it. Really, we're starting to track the nervous system, identify sensations. See if you could name 1 to 3 sensations that are happening in this area. Warmth, expansion, softening. Those are examples of sensation words. And just give yourself time and space to be present with and to savor this pleasant area. And starting to notice any other tactile senses, just ending with a little 5 senses practice here. Notice anything that's making contact with your skin, perhaps your clothes. Maybe there's a cool breeze. Noticing any smells in your environment. any lingering tastes that are in your mouth, and any sounds, both in the foreground, like my voice, or sounds that are further away. Just noticing. And when you're ready, if your eyes are closed, go ahead and open your eyes and let's take a moment and orient together to close our practice, really grounding into the present moment, into the here and now. And so visual orienting, let your eyes wander around whatever space you're in. Let them be drawn to whatever they're naturally drawn to. Let things come into your field of vision rather than you seeking them out. So like you have all the time in the world to visually explore with curiosity. Thanks so much for joining me today. I'm going to do a version of Somatic Magic. Come move with me each week. We're going to incorporate different styles of movement, stretching, yoga, qigong, dance, some active conditioning type movement, as well as we're going to continue to explore somatic experiencing practices so that you come into your body, you stay in your body, you have tools to stay here to help navigate everything that life throws at us with organization in your system, and that you have trust and authority in your own body. Thanks for joining me. You can subscribe to my link here. If you'd like more somatic tools, feel free to click the link below to join my community.